Доброго ранку, which of course means good morning in Ukrainian. So let's get right into it. One of my favorite authors of all time is Jane Austen. Yes, I'm that predictable. And I unfortunately, well, no, maybe it's lucky actually because I have treats ahead of me. I haven't read all of her works yet. And Northanger Abbey, here it is one of them. I got myself this lovely little collector's edition, and what I really love about it is that the font is actually readable. And I wanted to read this for a long time. This is about Catherine. She is a fan of Gothic novels. And what happens apparently in this one is she comes into a situation where she starts to think that the things that are happening are actually things out of her Gothic novels. And she starts to think that she's a heroine in a Gothic novel, which sounds amazing and just silly, and I love it. And I'm also going to read Northanger Abbey by Val McDermid. There's a blurb by J.K. Rowling here. I just looked. I was published in 2014 before all the fuckery happened. But there's also a blurb inside by Jeanette Winterson, who I love so much. And she said, Northanger Abbey is funny, clever, subversive, and Scottish. No bonnets, all brio. I don't know what that means. That's probably a Scottish thing. I'll have to Google that. So I'm going to read the original Northanger Abbey, and then this, which I'm assuming is a retelling of this, or inspired by it, or something like this, because on the cover there's a Gothic manor and a girl, standing in front of it, and it's called the same thing. So in this video, we're going to read Northanger Abbey twice. I'm going to start with this one. Boy. Okay, so it's time for bed. And yes, hello. And I will start Northanger Abbey. Probably just only a couple of pages, a few pages, because I really do need to be asleep. And then tomorrow I will hopefully read a lot of this. Hi, доброго вечора. I'm on page 55, and I'm currently in reading sprints with Castle Library, Princess. It's so much fun there. Princess, if you're watching this, I love you. Thank you so much for being so fun and for your fun reading sprints. After the sprints are done, I'm going to look up everybody in the sprints who talk to me in the chat and see if they have channels so I can subscribe. This is so good. This book so far already gave me 2 ideas for other videos. I think I'm going to be obsessed with this. Аліса! Що ти бачиш? Аліса! What do you see? Hello, good morning, доброго ранку. So, I haven't been to sleep yet. I feel like that's becoming my brand. And now that I think about it, even back in university, every morning when I would come in, my classmates would be like, have you slept tonight? So, yeah, nothing new there. Okay, so I haven't slept, but I'm halfway through Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen, and I love it so much. Honestly, none of the plot that everybody knows about it, that there's Catherine and she likes to read Gothic books, and then she thinks that her life is a Gothic book. None of the stuff where she thinks her life's a Gothic book has happened yet. But she has been reading Gothic books. And there's a character there that annoys me so much. Yesterday when I was reading it, I wasn't reading sprints with Princess in the Castle Library. I say with, like I was just watching her reading sprints and participating in the chat discussion. Alisa, fo! He was annoying me so much that it took all of my energy not to just scream and chat how annoying this character was. I'll talk about it more when I finish the book. Now Alice and I are going to go to the post office, and we're going to go to do some grocery shopping. Then we're going to go home, have some coffee, hopefully not fall asleep immediately. Hello, good evening, доброго вечера. So I'm on page 145 of Northanger Abbey, and I'm going to talk about it while I open these pencils that I just got. I went to get some grocery shopping, and I saw these colored pencils. I was thinking of getting some earlier today, because I have this sudden craving of drawing my dog and cat with colored pencils like a child. I don't know why, like just because maybe it will feel good. And I won't think about, like the quality of my art. I'll just have fun drawing. And so I'm on page 145, and only on page 140, Catherine finally got to Northanger Abbey, where the Gothic plot is supposed to happen. And I know that it's hard for a lot of people to read not only classics, but like awarding classics like Jane Austen and Victorian classics because you know that famous one-star review on Amazon of Pride and Prejudice? Just a bunch of people going to each other's houses. I feel like if you don't like something like that, like if you don't like a comedy of manners, you're not going to enjoy it because for 140 pages, this was just Catherine getting acquainted with these people and meeting the people that own Northanger Abbey that she would go to visit. I don't understand. How do I get this open? And so yeah, before that, it was just like them getting acquainted. And there was a character who I absolutely hated. And I know that he's going to throw a wrench in the plot later. And I'm just like, I'm expecting that. And it's just going to be so annoying. Yeah. But other than that, I'm really enjoying it. It's a really light read. It's a really quick read. And look at them. They're triangle shaped. And there are 12 of them, and I'm so excited to draw with them. Yeah, sketchbook. Yeah, so Northanger Abbey is good, great. Sorry, I'm very tired. I was cleaning the kitchen for like 3 hours and I'm still not done, so yeah. I'm really excited to finish it and see where it goes because so far it just seems like not a lot of the plot that we know this book for is actually happening. So we'll see. I'll probably finish it today. I took a little nap in the daytime, so I'm probably not going to be able to go to sleep for a very long time. So I'm going to stay up and read it and do some drawing, and I'll see you soon. Доброго ранку. So I have 7 pages left in Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Let's finish it together and then we can talk about it. Okay, so done Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Let's talk about it. I want to rate this 3.75 because I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to think about this book a lot. I really love Jane Austen. She's a comfort place for me. It gives me so much happiness and so much cozy, fuzzy feelings inside when I read her because just the way of life that she describes of these like high society people of the Edwardian and Victorian period just gives me comfort in the way it is described in the routine and orderness of life they had. But at the same time, Northanger Abbey is not the best one of her work that I have read. Obviously, it goes Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Northanger Abbey, and then Mansfield Park so far because I haven't read the two others yet. And I'm kind of surprised because the plot that we all know this book for, that Catherine Morland is obsessed with Gothic novels and she thinks she's in one. That specific plot happens for like 20 pages out of 215. There's only 2.5, like 3 scenes where she thinks something spooky and gothic is happening. It was weird. That's not the main, it's weird because making fun of gothic novels and the way they made people think is the main thing of this novel, other than Catherine getting married, obviously. But it was barely in there. Like, why? I was expecting that it was going to be the whole thing. That was just strange. I didn't get enough gothic vibes. But honestly, I'm going to think about this a lot, and I already have 2 ideas for 2 different videos from this book alone. So I'm going to be talking about this a lot as well. I'm glad that I read it, I enjoyed it, and now I'm going to move on to Northanger Abbey by Val McDermid. I'm not even going to read the blurb. Should I read the blurb? Cat Moreland. Cat Moreland is waiting for something to happen in her life. Okay, I'm not going to read the synopsis. I'm going to start the book, and if I feel like it later, I'm going to read the synopsis. I'm just going to read it without even thinking about what it is. It's a retelling, I suppose. And we shall soon find out. I think I need to go and sleep for a little bit because I didn't sleep tonight. Okay, I will see you soon with an update. Bye! Hello, good morning, доброго ранку. So I'm 87 pages into Northanger Abbey by Val McDermid, and the plot so far is exactly the same. And the character names are the same, but it's happening in modern-day Scotland. And instead of Bath, they go to Edinburgh. And it's a lot of fun because the writing style is very, very much imitating Austen novels, but at the same time, and people talk in this elevated way, but at the same time, they use phrases like totes amazeballs. But somehow it's organic, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Alisa! Alisa! Oh, the dirt! You dirty baby! Who drinks from the puddle? Huh? You dirty baby. Hello, доброго ранку. Good morning. It's way too early to be awake. I don't know why I'm awake. I don't want to talk about it. Alice thinks it's too early as well, but I'm just gonna sit here and read my Northanger Abbey. This is Kiev today. There's no electricity, so the lights don't work, the traffic lights. So there's the traffic warden. And now we can cross. Never actually see the traffic warden. It's cool. Hello. Okay, so I'm a little tired of this book by now. Not because it's bad, but because I'm just reading literally the same thing I just read. It's the same book. It's the same book, just in modern times. And it's fine, because I'm enjoying the spin. Look at it. Look at it. I'm enjoying the fact that they use slang while also using this very high-toned way of speech. But at the same time, it's the same thing. So I'm getting a little bored. Boy. There probably aren't going to be any books in English, but let's go see. I want these. I think I want these graphic novels. They're in Ukrainian though. Should I buy them in translation? I bought that graphic novel. I'll show you in a bit. I'm waiting for a friend and we're gonna go and take my dog to the park. Please, very fun. I got a pumpkin spice latte, which I have never actually had before. I came home from a big walk and I'm so cold. I'm probably gonna go soak in the bath, get warm, and keep reading. I've got about 100 pages left and I'm determined to finish it tonight because I'm ready to move on. Nothing new is happening. Like, I knew what I was getting into. No, I didn't actually know what I was getting into. I didn't know that this was gonna be exactly the same thing. This is the exact retelling. Like, even the dialogues are the same. The same word choices are made. And even though I'm really enjoying the modern spin on things, and I'm enjoying seeing how Val McDermid adapted to modern settings with certain things, I'm ready to move on. Hello, доброго вечора. I'm so tired I can barely talk or think or anything, but I'm gonna try because I want to finish this vlog today. We took a really long walk today. We had to do some clothes shopping, and then we went to an art supply shop that also has a book section, which you saw before this, and I had a gift certificate from my friend Tanya for Christmas, and I got myself the graphic novel that I showed you in the shop. Look how beautiful it is. The illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. It's by Juris Chamblin. He's a French author, which is what made it possible for me to buy this in Ukrainian, because if this was originally written in English, no way I would have bought a translation. But since it's translated from French, I can read it in Ukrainian and support Ukrainian publishing houses. This is like an adventure diary of a little girl called, in the original, she's called Cerise, and in the English translation, she's called Sissy, which, not like Sissy Spacek, like Sissy, like Princess Sissy. It bothers me because Cerise, like everybody knows what Cerise is. You can call her Cerise in English as well. And it's not going to be, oh, dropped a book. And it's not going to be weird or hard to understand. In Ukrainian, she's called Cherry, which is, a word for Cerise. I'm so excited. There are 5 tomes of this. I really want to read it tonight, but I think I'm going to take a little break from reading because I just finished the book and read it tomorrow. Or maybe I'll leave this for February. I don't know. We'll see. I'll read it tomorrow. If I like this, I'm going to buy the rest of the tomes. And it's going to be my first graphic novel series. Let me retrieve that book that just fell. One sec. Okay, now let's talk about Northanger Abbey. So, there's Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen and Northanger Abbey by Val McDermid. What this is? Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen is one of her satirical novels. And here it says that Northanger Abbey is her least known. And I thought that was Mansfield Park. But I thought Northanger Abbey was pretty famous. But, okay. Northanger Abbey is about Catherine Morland. She's 17 years old. And she's a fan of Gothic horror novels. Her friends, like the family friends, the Allens, take her to Bath for the season. And she meets these people there, becomes friends with them, and then she goes to visit Northanger Abbey, which is their ancestral home. And she kind of imagines that she's inside a Gothic horror novel. In this book, that wasn't explored that much. And the actual scenes of Gothic horrorness are only like 2.5, 3 scenes. Oh God, I didn't turn my mic on. I'm turning the mic on. The sound's about to change. And the rest of the book is mostly just exploring the social situations and what Jane Austen thought of the Gothic horror genre and of people that take it too seriously, of the influence of the novel and fiction writing in general on society, on people. And there's a lot of discussion here, actually, about the disdain certain people felt and still feel, I fear, about fiction writing and reading fiction for pleasure. And I actually really want to make a video about that as well because it just brought up so many conversations in my head. So this is really great if you love reading, if you love Gothic horror, if you love Jane Austen. And it was just generally very pleasant. It flew by. And it was just a fun, nice read that just made me want to curl up with it every once in a while. And now let's move on to Northanger Abbey by Val McDermid. I really love Val McDermid, even though I read only one other book by her, which was The Distant Echo. It's number 1 in a series about Detective Karen Peary, because while I was drunk at an office party where I used to work, I bought a bunch of books with my Christmas bonus, which sounds so dumb when I say it out loud. And one of those books was Broken Ground by Val McDermid, which is number 5 in that series. Now I have to read the first 4 of them, because that's a nice hardcover that just came out when I bought it, and I refused to get rid of it. And actually, the first one was actually really good. So I really like Val McDermid. She's also quite an interesting lady. I think she used to work in law. So her detective novels are not all invention, like she knows what she's talking about. And Northanger Abbey, as it turns out, is part of the Jane Austen Project, where 4 different authors, I don't remember all of them, but one of them is Johanna Trollope. They rewrote for modern readers Jane Austen's novels. The other 3 are, I think, Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma. Oh no, Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice, and Emma. And I don't feel like I want to read the rest of them, because if they're exactly in the same vein as this one, I don't think they will be. But I looked at all the other covers and like the blurbs, and I'm not that interested. But this was from an author that I really enjoy and respect. This is exactly the same as this, but in modern times with texting and emails and like people. The texting really blew my mind because I've never texted in that way. Like, I even posted on my Instagram about that because I was so perplexed as to all the shortenings and like slang in texting. Who uses to and for and like, to shorten what they say? Like, see you, just the letter U, to letter to night. Who texts like that? And it was all over the place. So that was weird for me. But maybe Scottish and English teenagers text like that. Like I never have, but maybe I'm just boring. I don't know. Basically, this is the exact same plot, but it happens not at Bath. This happens in Edinburgh during the summer book festival, which sounds so awesome to me. I want to go there. I want to go there and pitch a tent in the middle of the lawn and just live there for a month. Kath, Kat. She goes with her friends, the Allens, meets the same people, the same things happen. She goes to Northanger Abbey, but the dive into her obsession with Gothic fiction is much more pronounced in this, which is what I really enjoyed. There are a lot more scenes of her actually reading Gothic books and thinking about them. And she constantly thinks, like this family that she stays with, I don't think this is a spoiler because you know what the book is about, like, the whole plot. She thinks they're vampires. And she constantly thinks of like, what happened in Twilight? What happened in this vampire book? What happened in this vampire movie? And she's like, I've seen all the vampire movies. This and this and this happens. And it was hilarious. It was really funny. And it was really fun to see this same topic that I was so interested in the original uncovered and unraveled much more in this. It's 100 pages longer than this one. And I think it's because of, all the unpacking that Val McDermid did on this theme that actually really interested me. I think that if you want to read Jane Austen, but you feel a little intimidated, Northanger Abbey would actually be a good place to start, even though I still think that Pride and Prejudice and Emma are much more like superior to everything else. This is pretty short, 250 pages long, pretty easy to get through, and you can read it in tandem with this if you don't mind reading the exact same plot twice, only this is in modern wrapping. Because another thing that I actually really enjoyed in this was that here, because of all the manners that have to be observed and of the upbringing of people, of the characters, when certain conflicts were happening between characters, Kat could never just tell somebody, you're being an asshole, leave and go away from me and stand over there in the corner. Here, a few times when characters who I hated were acting like assholes, they got told off. Even if Kat was this sweet-natured, polite girl, and she tended not to be too open-minded about not liking somebody, she was still able to distance herself from certain people and stand up for herself much more vocally than she would have been able to do or was able to do in the original. So that was another thing. Like, I felt vindicated because certain characters got the comeuppance that they deserved. So I think that actually reading these in tandem would be a good experience for anybody who wants to start with Jane Austen and start with classics in general. This was really fun for me, even though that like a halfway point I felt a little burnt out. I was a little bored. But I actually think that I felt burnt out and bored and depressed because I'm actually also reading on the road right now, and it's making me wish that Kerouac was alive so I could kick him in the nuts. And I think that book is just literally putting me in a reading slump. So this one that I was actually enjoying felt like a drag because I kept thinking that I need to return to that one when I finished this one. So in the end, I really enjoyed it. I think this was a fun little experiment. If there are any other books out there besides the Jane Austen Project that are like that, I'd be willing to give this another shot. And yeah, that's it, I think. This was really fun for me. Please tell me if you thought this was fun. What you think of this, if you read the original or the retelling. And what you think of Jane Austen, what you think of Val McDermid. Tell me anything and everything and whatever you're thinking about. Please leave me a leaf emoji in the comments down below so that I know you got this far in the video. I totally stole this idea of asking for an emoji from Cassidy, and if she ever sees this video, I'm so sorry, but that idea was brilliant. Please like and subscribe. I actually started saying this at the end of the videos. I thought it was useless, and I still feel silly saying that, but like, if you liked what you just saw, you're probably gonna like and subscribe anyway. I don't need to tell you that. You're a person, you know how the world functions. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you found this fun. I will see you soon. Slava Ukraini!